Can someone please tell me what on earth is happening at the White House right now? Like, just take a look at this clip posted from the White House the other day of what appears to be a religious event taking place inside the building. Just have a look for yourself. Wow. What we just saw is some real cult like stuff. I mean, we know that Trump is very much involved in cult like behaviors. This is really strange. Now, look, I have a number of problems with what we just watched. Number one, I have no problem with people being religious. I couldn't care less what you believe. You have the freedom to do it. Doesn't involve me. Don't care. But I have a big problem when the practice of that religion interferes with government function, right? We have this thing called the separation of church and state in our government. It's a long held principle explicitly written into the Constitution that Donald Trump tears up in front of us every single day that says the practice of religion is separate from the practice of government. When you're in government, you do not involve your religion. Donald Trump is saying to the hell with that, and he's having a religious event inside the White House. Inside the White House, where some of the most important decisions, not only in the country, but in the world, are being made. That, to me, is walking a very fine line of violating that principle of the separation of church and state. Not a fan. Not a fan. Don't care what religion you practice, but keep it away from the government. But I think my even bigger problem with what we're seeing right here is that this is Trump's staff, right? This is the Trump White House staff. And they're in this White House singing holy songs. They're praising Jesus, praising their religion. Donald Trump just the other day had an Easter event where he gave a speech for this religious event at the White House. They're all, praising their religions in the White House. But I don't think that this White House is practicing the teachings of the religions that they proclaim to follow. And I think a comment on this original video really highlights that. Alex down here, if you can see on your screen, saying, while slashing funds from healthcare, soup kitchens, and vets. And I think that's the exact right point, which is this is a White House that is having religious events that Donald Trump proclaims to care so much about religion and the practice of religion and the teaching of religions. But does this headline on your screen scream the teachings of religion? Secret Trump memo tells ICE to break into homes without warrants. That doesn't seem very pro-religion to me. The Trump administration has secretly allowed immigration agents to invade homes without a warrant for over a month, according to a leaked memo. The memo, obtained by USA Today and issued by Attorney General Pam Bondi on March 14th, orders immigration and customs enforcement officials to break into the homes of suspected members of the Venezuelan gang Tren de Aragua without a warrant. It stated that ICE can curb the, quote, proactive procedures put in place to obtain a warrant, since they will, quote, not always be realistic or effective in swiftly identifying and removing alien enemies. Once again, completely just floating the idea of due process and going about law enforcement in the way that has been set out by the Constitution and the Supreme Court for centuries now. Quote, given the dynamic nature of enforcement operations, officers in the field are authorized to apprehend aliens upon a reasonable belief that the alien meets all four requirements to be validated as an alien enemy. Very vague standard here. It added, quote, this authority includes entering an alien enemy's residence to make an Alien Enemies Act apprehension where circumstances render it impractical to first obtain a signed notice and warrant of apprehension and removal. So again, once again, just floating the idea and the concept of due process that we've had in the United States for so long. And building off of this, I also want to show you another article that's connected to this. We're talking about, due process and the practice of religion. Practicing what you preach in the case of the Trump administration with these religious events and Donald Trump proclaiming to be a big religious guy. 3 U.S. citizen children, including one with cancer, was deported to Honduras, their lawyers say. Three young children who are U.S. citizens, including one with cancer, were deported to Honduras alongside their mothers last week, according to advocacy groups and the family's lawyers. One of the children is a 4-year-old with stage 4 cancer. Stage 4 cancer, U.S. citizen, who is sent without medication, a lawyer for the family said. Donald Trump's border czar, Tom Homan, said the mothers had made the choice for their citizen children to be removed with them. Quote, having a U.S. citizen child does not make you immune from our laws, he said, adding the mothers were in the U.S. illegally. Trump faced a backlash during his first term for a policy that separated thousands of children from their parents. On Friday, New Orleans Immigration and Customs Enforcement officials deported the 2 mothers and 3 children aged 2, 4, and 7. Again, these children are American citizens to Honduras from Louisiana, the ACLU said in a statement. The 2 families, including one pregnant mother, had lived in the U.S. for years and were deported from the U.S. under deeply troubling circumstances that raise serious due process concerns. One of the U.S. children who was removed was suffering from metastatic cancer and was deported without the ability to consult their doctors, the advocacy group alleged. Speaking to reporters at a new conference on Monday, Homan said deporting families together was better than separating them. Or how about just not deporting American citizens? That, to me, seems like a better situation. So the Trump administration is deporting pregnant mothers, deporting children who are U.S. citizens, deporting children with metastatic cancer, stage 4 cancer, without their medication and without consulting doctors. That's where we're at. That's where we're at right now with the Trump administration. And this whole their mothers asked them to be taken with them, a federal judge for the Trump that was actually appointed by Trump recently raised the alarm in court the other day saying, I actually don't have any proof that these mothers asked for their children to be taken with them, especially because another parent was petitioning the court asking for the child to stay in the United States. So it seems like the Trump administration is just deporting a bunch of children, even children with cancer, with no due process. And that brings me back to this video, the hypocrisy of the Trump administration to wear a gold cross, proclaim to care about religion, while simultaneously engaging in the behavior that we just looked at, deporting children with cancer, invading homes without a warrant. And that's why I love this video, this speech that J.B. Pritzker gave last night, where he called out the hypocrisy of the Trump administration, specifically on this topic. Just take a look and we'll discuss after.
It's time for us to be done with optimism about their motives or their objectives. Time to stop wondering if you can trust the nuclear codes to people who don't know how to organize a group chat. It's time to stop ignoring the hypocrisy and wearing a big gold cross while announcing the defunding of children's cancer research. And time to stop thinking that we can reason or negotiate with a madman.
Exactly right. It's time that we, the American people, look at what we've discussed today. The religious songs in the White House and then turning on American children, deporting them, deporting kids with cancer, cutting funding for childhood cancer research. It's time that we, the American people, realize that Donald Trump and the MAGA Republicans in Congress are not going to do the right thing. When they are presented with the opportunity, they will not do the right thing. They will not fund these programs. They will not look after you. They will not put the country before themselves. They will not do the right thing. And so the hypocrisy is astounding. They'll sing the religious songs in the White House, the songs that include lyrics of which talk about caring for everybody, even the less fortunate. And then they'll turn around and deport U.S. children. They'll invade people's homes without warrants. That's the America we're living in, the Trump administration we're witnessing right now. So look, I just wanted to show you this video. I was so disturbed when I saw it for the first time, but I will leave it there. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you being here. Make sure to subscribe down below. It goes an incredibly long way. Also drop a like on the video, comment, let me know what you think about all of this. And as I always say, I greatly appreciate you, and I hope you have an amazing rest of your day.